Hi guys, my name is Age. You are welcome to Ever Simply. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through on how you can create a Python virtual environment on your Windows operating system. And this is not only restricted to Windows operating system. You can use other operating system. The only thing there is the command may vary a little, but it's still the same procedure or similar procedure. Advantage of using virtual environment is, as a developer, there are times when you are working on different projects that require different versions of a package. Let's say I'm using Flask, I'm developing an application that requires a specific version of Flask. And then later on, I get another project that is using another version of Flask. Or let's say I clone a GitHub repository that I'm working on with my team. And then the project requires, the dependency is like on a specific version of the package that we have to use in that project. So I won't have to be uninstalling anytime I want to work on a particular version. I'll uninstall Flask and then install that version. And then, to avoid the version conflicts, you can use different virtual environments. Anytime you want to work on project A, you will launch that virtual environment, work on it. When you are done, you deactivate it. When you want to work on project B, you launch the virtual environment that has the specific dependencies, and then you work on it. So I'm going with the assumption that you are using Windows 10 and then you have Python 3 installed. Python 3 comes with a module pre-installed with it. It's known as venv. But if you're using Python 2, you have to install a module called virtualenv. So I assume that the user or the person viewing this video has Python 3 installed on the system, and then you have a command line interface. I'm using PowerShell, or you can use Windows command prompt, or you have an IDE or code editor like VS Code or PyCharm or any of the latest code editors. They come with terminal installed with them, so you can launch a terminal and then follow along. First thing I'm going to do is you have to create a project directly. I have mine here on the desktop. I call it project. As you can see, there's nothing inside. And then I'll go back to my command line interface. I'll change directly. So I'm in my project directory now. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create our virtual environment. So we're going to call Python module venv. And then the next thing you're going to give is the name of your virtual environment. So I'm going to call this environment1 env1. Hit enter. So as you can see, our virtual environment env1 is created. It automatically comes with some directories like the script and the libraries, and then inside the script you can see the activate. You use this activate file to activate your virtual environment. So let's go back to our terminal. Now let's activate that environment one we created. So you use the name of the virtual environment, let's say env1 scripts, then activate. Hit enter. Our environment is activated. You can see env1 is activated now. Now let's say after you have used the virtual environment, you want to deactivate it. Just type deactivate. Then you have deactivated the virtual environment. And then if you want to create another virtual environment, the only thing you will do is just to change it. Maybe call it anything. Let's say call it app1. If you come back to your project folder, you see a virtual environment called app1. So you can have as multiple of this virtual environment as you want, depending on the number of projects you are working on that requires you to create those virtual environments. And then you can still activate it the normal way we did before. The next thing I want us to do is let's try to install different versions of a package in this different virtual environment we created. So in this case, I'm going to use a very light Python package called PyConju. So we install one of the versions in our env1, and then we install another version in our app1 environment. So first thing, before you can install a package, you need to activate that virtual environment. So let's start with the first one. So env1 script activate. The next thing, you need to ensure that what you have pip installed. Then you can find out the version of pip that's installed. As you can see, I have pip installed. So in this our env1, we install this PyConju 0.1.1. Okay, as you can see, we have successfully installed PyConju 0.1.1. And if we come to the project folder, if we come to library, site packages, we have the PyConju and all its required libraries installed. You can see the PyConju here by using the distribution 0.1.1. Let's deactivate this virtual environment now. Now let's activate the app1. So we have activated app1. So let's try to pip install PyConju again. But this time around, let's install another version of PyConju 0.1.2. As you can see, we have successfully installed PyConju 0.1.2. And if you check the project folder, you check the app1, you go to the library, site packages, you can see that we have this distribution 0.1.2 inside of our virtual environment app1. And if we come to our virtual environment env1, we find that the package that we have installed is what PyConju 0.1.1, the distribution we have here. So guys, this becomes helpful, like I earlier mentioned. Whether you are not working on a different project, it's a good practice as a developer to most of the time use your virtual environment. It becomes easy when you want to like extract your dependencies and then probably like deploy it out there and then maybe push it for production. It becomes very easy. So as simple as ABCD, that is how you can create a Python virtual environment, activate it, install the packages you want to install, and then when you are done using it, you can deactivate it, and then you can move from one virtual environment as depending on the project you're working on. If I've come this far, congratulations on creating your first virtual environment. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back just a minute.